Ma'am, I'm waiting for my ticket. Ma'am, why are you leaving? Anna? I'm trying to leave the USA for Salvador, but the air company that I bought my tickets from are not letting me on the flight. When should I come back?
So about 10 minutes before your departure.
They took all my money and my luggage, but then announced that there isn't actually any more space for me left on the plane. You're taking me off of the flight, yes?
Correct.
And it's not only me not being allowed on the flight, but a handful of other passengers as well. So you also don't have a seat, right?
Yeah,
they told
we're
you to
waiting.
stand
There's
by.
No seat.
Yeah?
They told us we can't go anywhere.
And yeah, you too, yeah? Standing by? Yeah. They do not want to communicate.
Yeah, you're
but
gonna
they're
have to
telling
wait
me
there.
to wait until there's another flight. They're prepared to give us a sandwich, a bottle of water, and a place to sleep as well. But now, all of my plans are absolutely ruined. What must I do now? How must I get to Salvador? Because I need to be there in 30 hours from now. Everybody's emotions are on edge right now. But did you guys know that the company now owes you a lot of money for all of this? Alright guys, now comes the most difficult part of all of this. Getting the compensation that the company owes me now. Today I'm going to show you how to do it, so you can be able to save your nerves and even make some extra money next time this happens to you. So now, today we will be revealing secrets of aviation scandals, the likes of which I promise you have never seen before. Let's go. Here's the flight to San Salvador. I'm meant to be flying to Salvador from the USA, and I don't know if I'm flying or not. What happened was the company sold more tickets for my flight than there are seats on the plane. This is what they call overbooking. Ah, damn it. I've experienced overbooking before. Basically, this happens when the company sells more tickets than there are seats on the plane, but this level of overbooking is really crazy. I came to the boarding gate and was told that I am number 20 in the queue. This is what they call an open ticket. So at the moment, instead of the seat number, my ticket has this printed on it, STBY, which means standby, which means wait. Here, passengers are getting to board 10 minutes before the gate closes. Now I'll find out if I'm making the flight or not. The worst thing about all of this is that I really need to be in Salvador in 30 hours because I have been booked to visit a place called Seco, which is the largest prison in the world, where the most dangerous criminals in the world are currently kept, and this visit cannot be moved. Here's my plane, and it will be very disappointing if I don't make it. In the meantime, the employees of the company are trying their best to persuade extra passengers to leave, just like that, and the next flight's only going to get here in 24 hours. So guys, boarding has now ended. And all of these people here, everyone sitting here is someone who could not get onto the plane, which means the company sold them tickets, but the company sold so many tickets that now we just cannot fly. And now is the moment of truth, where we'll find out who gets to board and who doesn't. What is this? The clock's ticking, and if I am late for the prison visit, well then... Overbooking by aviation companies happens often. They count on the fact that not all passengers who bought a ticket will show up. Some might be late for their flight, some might change their minds, things might change. So they usually sell 2 or 3 extra tickets. Sometimes they sell more, and then, if the flight ends up being overbooked, the company might offer some compensation.
$3,500.
Come on, guys, $3,500! Somebody take one for the team!
And on this flight that came from Las Vegas, the crew had to get rid of a total of 14 travelers. And when they announced over the loudspeaker that they are prepared to give any willing passengers compensation, people started to leave the plane all on their own will.
Just want to make you aware we're kind of racing the clock here and we need your help. We're not going to be able to fit all of you in the entire aircraft, so I will apologize in advance. I need 14 volunteers, $2,500.
But it just so happens that not a single person on the plane wants to leave at all. So, at that point, somebody is forced to get off the plane.
get up! Come on, get up! Get up! Get out of your seat, come on!
Like this man who was on in the United Airlines incident that happened back in 2017.
Oh my God!
What are you doing?
It's ridiculous. Let
No,
him go.
this isn't right. Oh my God.
Hey,
Look at what you've
what
done.
are you doing?
David Dow, who pulled the short straw and was then
Oh my
kicked out of the
God.
flight with
No.
a lot of force,
Leave him.
turned out to be a 69-year-old doctor who was on his way to see some
Oh my
patients.
God.
Just kill me. Just kill me. Kill me. I need to go home. I need to go home.
Come on, man. It's ridiculous.
Seriously shocking footage, and a really huge scandal. And Dr. Dow, who had 2 of his teeth knocked out on the plane, as well as his nose broken by flight security, got lots of media attention. He then became a real TV star.
Do you remember how quickly things escalated?
It was very fast.
Were you expecting it to get physical at any point?
No, no, not at all.
United Airlines passengers.
And with all that had happened, the shares of United Airlines, which was one of the largest airlines in the USA, absolutely crashed, and the company lost over $1 billion. And then the leadership tried their very best to bury the whole scandal. They apologized publicly in front of the victims and made an agreement with Dr. Dow that it would never happen again.
This kind of thing will never happen again. Not on another United flight. That's my promise, and that's my promise.
And in between all of this noise, there was another big American airline called Delta, who also got in trouble with overbooking, where they kicked out an entire family, with kids, off of their plane too. The family was returning from a holiday in Hawaii. There wasn't any beating, but there was still a lot of serious threats being made.
In case of non-compliance, you and your wife will go to jail and your children will be placed in foster care.
Because of overbooking, the seat on the plane that this family had gone and bought for their 2-year-old child was instead given to another passenger, thanks to the airline, and the parents were told to hold the toddler on their laps.
I bought the seat.
The argument at this point was that to try and move him out of his baby seat would be totally illegal. This is one of the internal rules Delta Airline follows, and it's something that the Federal Civil Aviation Authority of the USA would never ever allow. And even when the dad agreed, there was still some intense arguing to try and keep his son on his lap, and the whole family was taken off the plane.
What are we supposed to do? I have 2 infants and my wife. We have nowhere to stay, no more flights. What are we supposed to do? Sleep in the airport? No, you should have thought about all that before you oversold the flight. I paid for that seat. I paid for that seat. So we're getting kicked off the plane.
Which option did you want to take? Do you want to get
So
off
wait,
by
what
yourself?
are we supposed to do once we're off this plane?
That's not up to me.
And only later, because of the scandal, did the airline admit it made a mistake. They apologized profusely to the family and paid all their expenses, and of course, the damages too. In the end, in order to save their reputation, Delta had to make sure that they had enough to be able to pay the compensation for their overbookings.
Delta now has to pay up to almost $10,000 in compensation to passengers willing to give up their seat on overbooked flights. The policy made outrage of the United's violent removal.
Then other airlines followed suit quickly and raised their payouts proportionately. But even so, because the USA has such an issue with overbooking, the amount of people kicked out of the planes adds up to 500,000 passengers. In reality, an airline company has obligations not only to give food and drinks to the passengers and book them hotels, but sometimes they also need to pay out large sums of money. The system of compensations in airports is operational in many countries around the world. For example, if there is a flight to or a flight from the European Union and it is delayed, you could get 600 euros. And this is in addition to a hotel and food and a new ticket. While I was waiting, I started trying to understand what the rules in American airports are around compensation and overbooking. Here's the site of the Ministry of Transport in the USA, and here's the article about what compensation gets paid. Here is involuntary bumping, and that means you are taken off of the plane against your will, and the compensation, according to what it says on this site, may be up to $1,500. You can see it says here that you'll be compensated for not being allowed to board your flight.
Ladies and gentlemen, please note the next...
If that's the case, then at least I am going to get some money. The problem is that there might not be another direct flight, and I might have to get some connecting flights. I need to figure out now whether or not I will really be able to get that compensation. I might get some money. I just need to get my hands on it. Alright guys, now it is time for the difficult part of getting my compensation out of the airline company. Let's find out how this is going to go down. There are several rules here. The first being to record all conversations, so I'm going to film this now for my video. Secondly, you must not get agitated, and try your best not to break any of these rules. And thirdly, know what your rights are. Look over here, there is no one here. It's really rare that you can actually see the airport terminal, especially in an airport as big as the Los Angeles airport, empty. Hello? Is this Valerie?
Yes?
I was forcibly removed from my flight to Salvador. I need to understand now. Can you tell me my rights, what compensation I can get?
They'll pay you. Do you still want to fly?
Yes, of course.
Okay, well, you'll need the, U-ticket for the next, available one?
When will it be available?
Let me find out.
Okay.
And I'm gonna need your email. They
yeah.
will give you compensation for the ticket for the loss.
Yeah.
Do you need a hotel? They will give you one. Okay.
The lady went to find out what I can get back. I must now not leave my ticket anywhere. I almost forgot it. Because this will be the basis for all of my compensation.
Okay, we can put you on the next available flight that we have.
Mm-hmm.
We do give away voucher credits. The voucher equals $600, but you have to use it with us.
I would like to have cash.
We don't give cash or reimbursements.
Well, you know, what I'm reading here are the U.S. Department of Transport rules. It says that you have to give me cash today.
In 24 hours.
Yeah, in 24 hours. Yeah, I'm prepared to get it in 24 hours.
Okay.
Cash. Did you notice how fast she agreed to cash out instead of giving me a voucher when she saw I had the rules open right in front of me?
How much percentage of the ticket is it?
400%.
Okay, so we're gonna have to...
My ticket is $350 and...
And I would like to see the price. It would need to be the initial price before the taxes and everything.
The employee of the airline started to negotiate and then typed to someone and then asked the advice of her bosses. Even Nisha's gone somewhere several times already to try and find something out. But none of them can seem to understand what type of compensation I'm entitled to. After some time, everything was agreed upon, and the company gave me a new ticket, a hotel voucher, and finally agreed to pay me $1,034.24. And then they sent me a written confirmation of it all. And then they gave me the right to buy a toothbrush, some new toothpaste, and a change of underwear for $30. Guys, I have a really brilliant idea. I am not going to take the toothbrush and toothpaste they're offering. I'll get those in my hotel. I'm going to buy myself a t-shirt. I really need to change my t-shirt, right? And the t-shirt is exactly $29.90, which is exactly how much I can spend. So I'll return all this and take a t-shirt. And I'm compensated when I show them my check.
This is the cash. I'll put it here.
But when I started to ask other people taken off the plane whether they received their compensations, I found out that they haven't even been offered a hotel room. These people don't understand, and the airline is taking advantage of this. I went to explain to those passengers their rights. Have you received the compensation you're supposed to?
They even told me they'd give me the money back. It's a return. I asked them. I wanted
Why
to
don't
buy
they
a new
return?
ticket. They tell me to wait.
But the rules are that they owe you 400% of the price of...
The price of the ticket.
Yes.
But they won't help me. Uh-huh.
The airline employees are now getting upset with me.
Do you want something?
No, I'm filming this man here.
But don't film me.
I'm filming him.
No, I see.
No, look, I'm filming him.
Yes, I don't like that.
Yes, but I am allowed to film him.
Yes, but we don't want that.
You must film all this now.
I'm filming myself, but I am asking you, are you going to pay him? Did you give him his money? He doesn't know his rights, and maybe that is why you don't want to give him his money? Ma'am?
Does she really owe me money?
We don't owe you any money, sir. We don't owe
I
you
need
any money
money?
right now, sir.
But will you give him 400% of the price of his ticket? Ma'am?
There'll be no money.
Just because this man is a simple Salvadorian villager, well, you can see he just doesn't understand any of his rights. They don't want to pay. Only when I showed up did the woman become rather tense, asking me why I'm filming her.
Take me to the same hotel as him.
We are not booking the hotel. This is done by an agency and not by us.
After some negotiations, we managed to get this grandpa, whose name is Jose, a hotel.
Don't expect anything else from us.
The Salvadorians have remained uncompensated.
They told me that I had to wait for a new flight for 4 days until this guy came. And I explained to them, now I'm flying tomorrow, and I'm booked in a hotel. They're gonna pay for it.
Did she really want you to be stuck here for 4 days? Did she want that?
When he started to film, she didn't like that at all. And she said it's okay. I'll fly tomorrow.
This is really, really bad. Tourists who aren't like me, I'm sorry, because this is how it looks, because this is what my skin color is, because I look like this, and because I filmed it, almost immediately I was given a refund on my ticket, and compensation, and a new flight at a convenient time. And because this is a man who is just a person from Salvador with slightly darker skin, well, it is obvious that he knows less about his rights, so they want to screw him over. Well, and if I hadn't come up and started filming, he'd be stuck here. And now I have to dump him because I'm going to leave someday and I won't be able to be with him all the time. And this is unfortunately a story that happens. It really is amazing that the world can be so incredibly unfair, even when it seems like it is fair.
2564 is coming up on boarding direct.
Unfortunately, this is a classic story.
At the airport an hour early, and Alaska Airlines won't let us board. Our plane, they said an hour was not sufficient time to get to our plane. Literally never heard that in my life. They refuse to work with us and won't even let us make a run for it.
A family with 4 children unfortunately missed their flight because of the inexperienced employee who was registering passengers very slowly, and in the end, when it came to his family, it appeared their flight registration was closed. They missed it by a couple of minutes, and the airline representatives pretended that it wasn't their fault.
I think the most upsetting part of all of this, there was a choice made. It wasn't a hard and fast rule. They radioed in to someone. They had the choice to say yes, let them go, or don't. And they made the choice to say don't let them.
And when the man started to dig deeper, he found out that the plane was in fact already full because of some overbooking. And the airline just found an excuse to take the large family off the plane. After the scandal, their tickets were exchanged, although they had some connections, and they had to pay $400 out of their own pockets, and were just told that they would have to be grateful for all this.
Thanks. Let's not. You're a good person, okay?
I know.
It's been a really hard morning for us, so you're a good person, okay?
So guys, here is the right order of actions. If you're feeling that the airline is not fulfilling its obligations to you, well, firstly, you need to film everything, including all of your conversations. But remember that all of your behavior is also on this footage, and that is why the second rule is do not get upset. All your threats and your screams will not help you at all, but they definitely can harm you. Just be polite. Thirdly, keep all your expenses from that moment and from all the moments before. It may happen that you'll find yourself having to buy a few new clothes and a toothbrush and deodorant, and you can use the receipt to get that money back. But the most important thing is to make sure that you read your rights. It's easy to get them from the internet in every single country. The rules and the laws may differ, but most of the time they will be on the side of the passenger. And the most important rule, the thing to remember, is that if life gives you lemons, go ahead and make some lemonade. Support your family if they are upset because of the delay. It'll strengthen your relationships. Or you can just enjoy another day in the hotel. I filmed a reel about that. Airlines will often try to hide from the passengers that they are owing some form of compensation. The very next day, when I came back, I met Jose again. Hello, Jose. How are you?
Today we're leaving on time.
Yes. As you can see. Were you paid a compensation?
Yeah, actually, no. I didn't get a thing.
No.
No. And you?
No compensation
No.
at all.
Even for the hotel?
Hotel, yeah, but they didn't give me any other money.
Yeah.
No, but they gave him money and a hotel room.
So he got everything.
They were supposed to give you 400%.
The guy knows the laws.
400% of
And how much do they owe us?
the ticket price.
We have a lawyer at home who
He
knows
knows
these
this.
things. These people. So this is all written in some rules that he showed me.
Well, what are they saying? When are they going to give you the money?
I'll go and talk to them now.
Uh-huh.
I'll go talk to them right now.
Maybe even Jose will get all of his money. It's cool that I could help him with this because all they wanted to do was take advantage. Just like so many other passengers who also don't know their rights.
Sorry, sir. The bag? We need to check the bag.
It's because people don't know their rights that companies can behave just like that. They're taking advantage of them, and they're scamming them.
I had to sleep on the bench like everyone else until this guy came along and told me that I actually have rights, and they didn't even want to refund my ticket for me. They didn't want me to have anything at all.
Nothing at all.
Nothing at all.
Yes.
And then
Uh-huh.
he arrived and then came to the hotel and the food and everything. He dealt with all of
They're
it.
scammers.
Mm-hmm.
He managed to get everything away from them.
So are you returning to Salvador? Is that where you're going?
Yeah. No, I actually live in Blight.
Blight?
Blight is, it's this town on the border of California and Arizona.
Really, guys, money is not important at all. Honestly, I just wanted to show you all the process of getting through and receiving these compensations and how to do this without nerves and screaming, without wasting time, blaming everyone, but to be assertive and to be confident. And you know there's a difference between demanding things and being rude. And now, what about you? Have you ever experienced this? What did they do about it? And generally, how do you feel when you have to all of a sudden fight for your rights? Write to me, and of course, send this video to all of your friends if they love to travel to places. They might need this. If you like this format of videos, then I will definitely make sure to post more so you can learn about the world. Now until then, let's enjoy the ride.